Alright guys, so in this video we're going to be breaking down my settings for Apex Legends. It's helped me out a whole lot as a new player to the game, so I hope it helps you out a lot too. These are the best that I have for PS5. I'm not sure about PC, but either way I'm sure a lot of these will help on PC. Alright, so interact prompt style, we're going to turn it on compact. That way we're not getting a bunch of clutter on our screen. Button hints, you can turn it off or on. I leave mine on, that way I understand what's going on. I'm a new player. Crosshair damage feedback, we're going to turn that off. Damage numbers stacking. Ping opacity faded. Obituaries, you can turn it off if you want to. I just left mine on. It doesn't really get in my way at all. And the mini map rotation, we're going to turn that on. That way, wherever we're moving, the map's going to rotate with us. Weapon auto cycle on empty, I do have that on. Auto sprint, that's a big one. Turn it on. That way, you're always sprinting. Double tap sprint off. Jetpack control toggle. Incoming damage feedback. 3D. Taking damage closes death box or crafting menu. You definitely want that on. Off-screen portraits on, hop-up, pop-up on. Streamer mode, I turn it off because I don't stream. And this just will help you get the best performance that you can out of whatever system you're using, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, it doesn't matter. As long as you're not streaming, just turn that off. Anonymous mode, this is all personal preference. I've got mine disabled, usage sharing disabled, cross-platform play. I've got mine on enabled. I play with PC people. I don't mind playing against PC guys, so I'll just leave that on. Club invites enabled. Communication filter, friends only. That's, like I said, most of this right here is going to be personal preference. But two important settings on this page that you really need to pay attention to is the reticle and laser sight. So with the reticle and laser sight, you can customize the color. So this can help your eyes. Now, it's going to differentiate between, you as a person. So you may be more comfortable with something than I am. I've got mine set on yellow. Probably need to go back to red. Probably help me out a little more. But either way, laser sight, you can change the laser to whatever color you want. I've got mine on green. You can set it to whatever you prefer. I just got mine on green. So the next part right here, colorblind, subtitles, all that stuff, that's personal preference. That's all up to you, whatever you want. All right, the next important thing is controller and button layout. So if you're on a normal controller, bumper jumper is great. You don't have to move your fingers as much. You can be more fluid in your gameplay. I do have bumpers on my controller, so what I do is I change melee to X, and that way R3 is slide and stuff like that. Just it's a custom layout that I prefer that helps me a whole lot as a player with FPS games, especially multiplayer FPS games. So, just pick and choose whichever one you want, but I would highly suggest start out with bumper jumper, get comfortable with the layout, and go from there. Stick layout, default. That way we didn't really have that. This part right here is going to be for the delay. So if you're playing on normal default settings, you're going to have button delays and stuff like that. You'll definitely be able to tell the difference whenever you change the settings. Crouch button toggle, aim button hold, survival slot button off, L2 R2 button, want that none. Okay, as far as your dead zones, that way as soon as you mash that button, you've got input. That's exactly what's going to happen as soon as you mash that button. Don't worry too much about this right here for right this minute. We're going to get into that. It's in the advanced look controls. It's very specific to all this. I do have vibration off on mine. I just don't care for vibration on my controller. Custom look controls. You're going to turn that on, and you're going to go to dead zone 6%, outer threshold 4%, response curve 1. Okay, so this stuff is going to help with your movement, your aim. It's going to help a lot with any kind of drag that you have as far as your input delays. Per optic settings, this right here, we're going to adjust this just so we have a little bit quicker movement. That way, people sliding or using certain abilities and stuff, you can keep up with them a little bit better when you're ADS. And start at 1.0 and then 0.2 from there all the way down to 10 optic. Yaw speed and pitch speed, that's going to be your up, down, left, and right. It's basically horizontal and vertical sensitivity. I've got mine set at 201 and 202. You may need to go, I would suggest playing a few games higher than that and then drop it down a little bit lower. The extra yaw 250, extra pitch 250, ramp up time, ramp up delay 0 0, ADS yaw speed 125, pitch 125, 74, 74, 0, and 0. All this is going to do is going to help with that delay. You'll be able to track your targets a lot easier. Target compensation on, melee target compensation on. target compensation style. This is just going to be personal preference, whatever you prefer. My field of view is at 110. I want the most view that I can. Brightness is about 3/4 of the way up. FOV ability scaling, I got that enabled. Sprint view shake minimum. That way I'm not, getting shake all over the place. And here's my audio settings if you want to, just copy and paste. But either way, I hope this helps you guys. If it does, make sure to like, subscribe, follow for more content. It helps me out a whole lot. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.